Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Catherine, and today I'm going to be applying a full face of Milani Cosmetics. Milani is one of the best drugstore affordable brands that you can find. They have a wide variety of products and a lot of them are really excellent. So I thought I would go ahead and do a full face of all of their products. A couple of these are brand new to the market and you'll get to see those in action, and some of these are kind of tried and true. So let's go ahead and get started. I would love it if you would go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you come join our family here. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can be alerted anytime I post a new video. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's get started. One of the first products obviously would be a primer, and I do have a primer. This is the Milani Prime Light. This is their face primer, strobing effect. It is oil-free. It is $9.99. And then I'm gonna show you the foundation because I'm gonna do my little trick where I add the luminizing primer to the foundation. So this is the foundation I'm using. It's the Milani Conceal and Perfect. It is their 2-in-1 foundation. They say you can use this as a foundation and as a concealer. I've never done that. So it is medium to full coverage, which is accurate, and they have 45 shades of this, so that's great. So what I like to do is go ahead and do a pump of the foundation, and then I'm going to add some of the primer directly in, and I'm just going to mix up a little concoction together. My shade in this is Nude, and I'm going to go ahead and just put this in spots all over my face. And I'm going to take a foundation brush and blend this out. Okay, so once again, the benefits of adding the primer into the foundation, directly into the foundation, I think it blends really nicely on your skin, and I think you can tell, I'll bring you in a little, that this has done a nice job of giving me just kind of a nice radiant finish, but nothing too glowy or too out of control. And that helps the lasting power of these foundations so much when you do this combination. I love to do this with medium to full coverage foundations. I feel like it gives you a radiant, luminous finish that's not overly glowy, and again, it helps the lasting power. So both of these products I have been enjoying. I particularly enjoy them together. The foundation, by the way, is $9.99. Now let's go ahead and move on to concealer. So I am going to be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. I've been using a sponge lately to apply my concealer, and I've been really enjoying that. Anything you need to know about this concealer, it is water resistant for up to 12 hours, they claim. I have shade Nude Ivory, and there are 18 shades, and it costs $8.99. Of course, I do want to preface that all of these prices are full price. Most of these you can find on sale. Unless you just have to refill a product quickly, I would tell you to wait for something to go on sale. At Ulta, they routinely have Milani on sale, and on their website, they routinely will have different sales. So I'm going to go ahead and place my concealer. I like to place it a little down below, and then just bring it up and over with the sponge, and that has been working really nicely for me lately. And as you can see, a decent coverage with that. You can see the difference over here, no concealer. It is a nice coverage concealer. I think that's made a huge difference, just having that darkness lifted. This is a full coverage concealer, which is great, but you just need to be careful not to apply too much because it can be slightly drying. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some eye primer. Milani is pretty famous for this eye Eyeshadow Primer. And I do like it. It is actually not one of my favorites, but I don't mind it. The thing about this eyeshadow primer is you need the tiniest amount. And you want to just tap it in. It is translucent, so it will not cover any veins or anything that you have on your eyes, which I think that's one of the reasons why it's not my favorite, because I really do enjoy when an eye primer covers up those veins for me. Primer, it sells for $6.99, and it is supposed to increase the wear and helps with creasing, and it is an invisible finish, which I agree with. Okay, so two primers that I want to talk about. The first one is called their Prep Set and Go powder, and it is just a translucent powder that is great for taking any oil away from your skin and great for setting. So I'm going to use that one to start, and I'm just going to take just a small brush and I'm going to lightly kind of just set under my eyes, on my nose, and around the pores around my nose, kind of the laugh lines, and a little bit in the T-zone, but not much. And I do like to get some translucent powder on my eyelids as well. The next powder I want to talk about is their Prep Set and Glow powder. And this one has a little bit of radiance, and I'm going to use this as more of a finishing powder when I have all of my complexion products put on. Okay, so now we're going to talk about a relatively new product to me. It's been out for a little bit. It's not a really old product of theirs, but I have been using this actually recently for contour, and it is their cream foundation. This is just going to reflect. I'm going to show you here. It is a cream to powder foundation, but I got this in a deeper shade. The shade is Sand that I got it in. It comes in 22 different shades. And I've been using this for contour, and I've really been enjoying it. So it is a soft matte finish. It is sweat-proof and waterproof. I just take it on a small brush, and I'm just going to put this where I like to contour. So underneath my cheekbones, kind of in the temples here. You do have a nice amount of time to work with this. I put a little bit here on my forehead. And then I do like to do my jawline. And as you can see, that just gave me a nice, very, very light contour, but very, very blendable, easy to use. And like I said, it goes on as a cream, but then it sets as a powder, which is really nice. So it's very soft looking. So that is the cream to powder foundation in Sand is this color I have. Okay, one of my absolute favorite products from Milani is their bronzer. They call this their Sun-Kissed Bronzer. Their Silky Matte Bronzer, sorry. And I have the shade Sunlight in 01. This is just an amazing bronzer. It's one of my favorites, not just from the drugstore, but my favorites, period. And I'm just gonna put that on top of the contour, but more on the cheeks, more where the sun would hit as a true bronzer to warm up my skin. This blends so beautifully, and it is definitely my favorite bronzer from the drugstore, one that I recommend to people all the time. Well, wait a minute. I love my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I don't know, it's probably second. It really is second, but I do love this bronzer so much, and it works better than a lot of high-end bronzers. It's just a beautiful, very, very easy to blend in bronzer. There are, I believe, 4 shades of this. And like I said, this is the lightest one. That's just added a little bit of warmth on top of the contour, which I really like, because then I feel like I've already sculpted my face with the contour, so I'm just adding a little bit of warmth with the bronzer. So I love this. This is really probably one of my very favorite Milani products. Another new to me product that is absolutely new to the market Milani just came out with a series of cream blushes, and this is called Nude Kiss. And I've just been playing with this recently and really enjoying it. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some of this blush. I love that. It's very sheer, buildable color, but really easy to work with, and it leaves a nice sheen on your skin, which is really, really pretty. So I'm enjoying these new Cheek Kiss cream blushes. They are $8.99. And for some reason I forget, because I have a feeling I've forgotten a couple products, how much they cost. Everything will be listed down in the description box, so make sure you look down there, and I will have links to everything as well. So for highlighter today, we're going to be using one of my favorites from them. This is their baked highlighter. So you can see it's domed. And this is in Dolce Perla. This is $10.99. This is just a very subtle, easy, adult highlighter is what I would say. Gives you a beautiful highlight right here on the high points of your face. You can really kind of dust this everywhere, and it's not too intense. You're not going to look overly glowy. So I like that you can't mess this up. To finish with complexion, I'm going to go ahead and use that Prep Set and Glow as a finishing powder. So I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush to do this, and I'm just going to very lightly kind of dust this powder just to make sure everything is in place. There aren't any harsh lines, and everything looks smooth and natural. This is a beautiful powder. Okay, so that is all of the complexion products. Pretty natural, pretty easy, and very affordable and very, very easy to work with. Okay, so for brows, I have the Milani Precision Brow Pencil. Sorry, I'm trying to show you. I have the shade Taupe, and this is the only brow product I have from them. This is a nice product. It is rather pigmented, so I have to be pretty careful when I'm applying this. Now on to eyes. So Milani, very interestingly, had one of the very best eyeshadow formulas. And then for whatever reason, they decided to change it. So I'm actually going to be using their old formula, which you can still find in some stores, and you definitely can find it on their website, and it is marked down. It's like half price if you look at it now. It's regularly $19.99 for one of these palettes, and it is being sold for $10.99 on their website, and that is before any other kind of sale that you could add on to that. So the ones I'm going to be talking about today are these, the Most Loved Mattes, and they're in these gold packages. This one is just amazing, and I love it. It's all matte shades. And the other one that I'm mostly going to be using today is called Bold Obsession. And I just love these palettes. They're wonderful. Their newer palettes have not been quite the quality that these original ones were. So that's where I'm gonna spend my time, is using these older palettes. So to start with, for Bold Obsession, I'm gonna go into this tan shade right up here on the top. And today for my eye look, I want to have it be pretty neutral, but I'm going to be doing something called a halo eye. If you're not familiar with that, I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So I'm going to pull some of that top shade, and I'm just going to windshield wiper in my crease, and I'm going to actually put that all over the lid, just a light covering all over the lid. That shade is so pretty. Okay, same thing on the other eye. Okay, and now that I have that blended in well, I am going to actually go into the Most Loved Mattes because I wanted a slightly deeper brown shade, but not an absolutely dark, dark brown shade. So I'm actually gonna go into this shade here in the Most Loved Mattes. I want it just slightly darker than what I have. And that one is what I want to use. So, and it's a matte shade as well. I'm going to go in with my brush and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for the halo is I'm going to put the dark shade here on the outer corner and I'm going to put the dark shade here on the inner corner. And I'm going to leave that center for a lighter shade, which I'll show you. So I'm going to go right in here into this darker shade and I'm going to start by just patting it right here on the outer corner. I want to keep it just right there contained in that outer corner. Kind of stamping it in, to be honest. Now I'm going to do the other side on the outer corner. Okay, so now what I want to do is take that same color on the same brush, but I'm going to stamp that now on this inner corner. But I want to leave that center open. So I don't know if you can tell I have the dark here, the dark here. Okay, before I go into the lighter shade, I want to go around and just make sure that I have this blended as well as I possibly can without taking any intensity away. And I am actually going to get another little blending brush and just go into this lightest shade up here. This is going to be my eraser. I'm going to put this on the brow bone and just kind of, this will help to smooth any edges here. And keep that really loose. Okay, and then for the center, I'm going to go back to that Bold Obsessions, and I'm just going to go into this lightest shimmer shade right here. And I'm going to place that right in the center of my eye. So I'll show you. I'm going to pat it. Just keep it right here in the center. Don't go up above your crease. What this is going to do is just lighten the whole look, but leave that dimension on the outside. I'm going to go around and just make sure I have everything blended. I'm going to take that first shade that we were working with, that tan shade, and I'm just going to drag that underneath my lash line, my lower lash line. And that is the halo eye. I love doing this. It's really fun. You can do it with all mattes too. I could have just used like this whole row of mattes to do that, which would have been really pretty as well. But I like the a little bit of shimmer on the lid too. I think it gives a nice effect. So these palettes, if you can find these palettes, I know you can get them definitely on their website, and definitely I know you can get them on Amazon. I would recommend getting them. I think they are really great, great palettes. Okay, for eyeliner, they have a really nice line of eyeliners called the Stay Put eyeliners. So I'm just going to take this, the color I have is in Semi-Sweet, and these are $8.99, and they really are nice and long lasting. So I'm going to start by tight lining. And these really do stay put, they're nice. And then I'm just gonna lightly touch on my lash line, just deepen it just a touch. Okay. There you go. That has just put a little emphasis on my eyes. These smudge really nicely too. I feel like I don't need to smudge it. It did a nice job. And they have a wide variety of colors. I actually want to get a couple more colors because they have like a plum and a green, and they would be very fun to play with. And again, it's kind of fun because they are so inexpensive that they're good ones to kind of play with when you want to play with different eye looks. So for mascara today, I'll show you the combo I'm going to use. They have something called the Violet One, which is their primer. And I'll show you how that looks. It's actually like a violet color. So I'm going to be using that as the primer for my lashes. And then their mascara is called Highly Rated. And I'll show you what the brush looks like, the wand. It's kind of just a volumizing, kind of a basic brush. This is a pretty good product. It's not my favorite from the drugstore by any stretch, but it does work pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and put on my mascara, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I'll bring you in so you can see the lashes. They're nice. This does a nice job. It's definitely a volumizing mascara, and it does give some good length too. So I am enjoying that as well. One of the products that I really love from Milani are their lip liners, and they have great just regular wood pencil ones, but they also have these new ones that are called the Understatement lip liners that are creamy, and the color I have is called Cafe au Lait. These are $7.99. They are super creamy. So I really like this because it's just a nice kind of a brown nude, which is just perfect with anything. So the Cafe au Lait shade is my favorite right now. The other thing that they have that I'm going to finish off this look with is a new lip product. They have lots of good lipsticks that I could have talked about. They have wonderful lip glosses. But today I want to feature this new lip product that's called their Color Fetish Shine Lipstick. And this is a combination between a balm and a lipstick. The color I have is called Lustful, and these are $8.99. It is like a balm, but a little bit more coverage. Really comfortable on the lips. I really, really like the feel of it. It has decent staying power, and it does have some slight staining, so you'll still have some color even though you might not have the moisturizing balm-like feel even when it kind of wears. Yeah, so I've really been enjoying these Color Fetish Shine lipsticks. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and set our makeup. They have some wonderful setting sprays. This one is their Make It Last setting spray. It's just their original. And it's just a really nice setting spray. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to keep my makeup in place all day. Okay, that will keep it going all day, all night. Okay, so this is my full face of Milani. I feel like it looks so high-end. I love so many of these products. Particularly, I love their bronzer. I'm enjoying this foundation combination. And I love their powders. Their lip products are great. These new Color Fetish Shine lipsticks are really fun and really very comfortable. And again, these new cream cheek blushes, I would absolutely recommend you check them out. So hope this was helpful. Pick something up from Milani and let me know what you think. And if you have a favorite Milani product, I'd love for you to tell me down in the comments below. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in my next video.